The best 103.5 FM.
In your eyes, I get lost, I get washed.
260226. What a day to be alive. And you're most welcome to Ghana's finest personality show. You're welcome to Starr Chats. You know, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving. I know Bill Cosby once said something that stuck with me, that in order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. And I guess this evening embodies just that. We welcome you to Ghana's #1 personality show. This is Starr Chat, and my name is Bola Ray. Good evening and welcome to your premier platform where incisive conversations illuminate legacies. And of course, where we place honor and national service at the forefront. And I dare say excellence as well, because that is what we represent and that is who we are. Tonight, we sit with a man whose political journey began not in the comfort of seniority, but in the courage of youth. I remember reading a book way back in the 90s when they gathered young people under 30 and celebrated them, and he was in there. Because in 2002, at just 25 years old, when many are still trying to find their footing, he walked into parliament as the elected member for Bimbilla. And in his very first victory speech, he made a striking declaration. I remember, "Judge me by the peace I bring." Tonight, he's with us. And that statement was not poetry, nor a campaign line. It was purpose and a mission statement. Because Bimbilla at the time was navigating deep tensions between the Kokumba and the Nanumba communities. And this young legislator understood something fundamental. Before development, before infrastructure, before politics, before leadership, there must first be peace, and it needs to be secured. The man who was born on the 4th day of November 1977, his journey has always carried a global dimension, from St. Charles Secondary Seminary to the International Academy for Leadership in Germany, where he studied conflict prevention and conflict management. I bet you didn't know this about him, huh? Well, tonight we'll unpack it all. He moved on to the United Kingdom, earning an MBA in finance from the University of South Wales, and then a Master of Laws in corporate finance from the University of Westminster. So law, finance, conflict, strategy. Wow. That is what prepared this great guest of ours who one day converge in national defense, a preparation few could have predicted. Because in Parliament, he refined his craft, serving on the Finance Committee, Monetary and Financial Affairs, Roads and Transport, Education, Youth and Sports, and he rose to become Deputy Minority Leader, mastering the discipline of opposition before stepping into executive authority come 2017. So, here was 2017. Former President Nana Akufo-Addo tapped him to oversee Ghana's national defense at a time when the security landscape was evolving across the sub-region. So I can talk about protecting territorial integrity to confronting illegal mining operations. We knew it. Degrading forests, poisoning rivers. His tenure required coordination between policy, intelligence, and boots on the ground. When tragedy struck with the lynching of Major Maxwell Mahama, the nation demanded leadership, justice, and steadiness, and the Defense Ministry became the focal point of national grief and resolve. he stood firm against mob justice, demanding justice for the late Major Maxwell Mahama, and anchored the president's inner cabinet, shaping Ghana's security destiny. So, beyond the national spotlight, his constituency as well, Bimbila, will tell a story tonight on the show, representing his people. A great man he is. He served on the Pan-African Parliament, carrying Ghana's voice into continental discussions as well. Tonight, we're exploring the journey of a young MP who entered politics with a promise of peace and rose to guard a nation. So we ask, what does leadership look like when security becomes your portfolio? Our guest, Dominic Nitiwul, will answer that. He will tell us why and how a 25-year-old idealist evolved after nearly 2 decades in high office. What remains unchanged at the core? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the man who turned battlegrounds into boreholes and threats into triumphs. Honorable Dominic Aduna Bingab Nitiwul. How are you doing, Dominic?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm quite well.
And
by His grace. I'm very, very well. It's
And
been challenging, trust me.
Oh, it's been challenging.
Extremely. The last time I met you, I think was in 2015.
2015, 2016, correct? Yes.
And at that time, I said that President Nana Dogodon Akufo-Addo was going to be president
You did?
the next year.
Yes.
And I was urging then Chairman Paula Foko and then General Secretary Komna Jabom
Yes.
to back him for whatever reason it was. I got myself into a lot of trouble after that interview. But I don't regret it. I think that was right.
No regrets.
No.
10 years on, you are back in the seat, and you actually stand by those.
Like I said, I don't regret that I prophesied that he was going to be president. I was almost certain he was going to be president because I had moved around with him the entire country. I'd seen what the grounds was, and I was convinced that the people of Ghana were going to give him their mandate and the leadership to go. So I wasn't wrong at all. And that's why I said I don't regret it. Fortunately for me and for some of the very young people, he entrusted the Ministry of Defense to somebody who was just 39 years.
That's right.
One day, I think after 5 months, they said, you have vindicated me, but I still worry about your face. You
You're too young.
You look very young.
Don't worry. Pause there because we're going to get into it. This is the intro.
I just laugh.
I know. We're going to get into it, but you're welcome to the show.
Thank
because
you.
we are live in Kumasi, also on Ultimate 106.9 FM. We're live in Takrady, secondly Takrady on Empire FM as well. We're also live on Facebook and also live on YouTube. Star Chat is brought to you by Goldboard and Caveman Watches. And a big thank you to Starr Assurance for making this possible. Honorable Dominic Nitiwul, you are in the great seats. Loads of questions when we put out your picture that you were coming. Because last week, Joyce Bauer was here and we played your tape.
All right.
When you spoke about the Burkinabe issue and all of that, and she had quite a response. We'll play it back later on for you. But again, welcome. How's your day been, by the way?
Oh, no. I think it's been good. As normal. Started the day well, by the grace. When you wake up in the morning, trust me, when you wake up in the morning, you have to thank God that you have a life. It's not everybody out of the billions of people that are on this, our earth, that we call home. That's in the midst of God's creation, in the midst of the universe. It's very tiny. It's like, you just go to the sand, go to the beach, pick a grain of sand, and imagine all the grains of sand on the earth. Our earth is smaller if you compare that to what the universe is. You know something?
Tell us.
The distance to the nearest star to us is 40 trillion kilometers.
Can you imagine that?
40 trillion. I didn't say a million kilometers.
Trillion.
I didn't say a billion kilometers. I said 40 trillion kilometers. That's the nearest star to us. You know the sun is a star, right? And the nearest star to us is 40 trillion kilometers away. So we are nothing.
So when you see human beings just raising shoulders high and feeling that they're on top of the world, what runs through your mind, Nitiwul?
Can you see a virus in your body? Can you feel a virus in your body? Except that you are sick. We are like that in God's creation. The earth itself is like that. What about you, the human being that lives on that earth?
This is deep.
Yep.
Is that what drives you every morning when you wake up and say, look, I can't be arrogant. I can't look down upon people. I have to be there for mankind.
So the probe that was sent in 78 or 77 by human beings, it's the only one that has gone the furthest. It's about 2015, was it 2015? No, just last year or somewhere like that. It had reached 44 billion kilometers away. The scientists managed to say it should turn around and take the last picture of the Earth. It was like a small dot your eye cannot see. The question is, that's where we all call our home. Or the proud people, or the arrogant people, or the humble people, or the people who call themselves the creme de la creme, and whoever, the beggars, the people, everybody. That's where we all call our home. But like I said, 4 billion kilometers away, and we are nothing. We are like a dot. So why should I be arrogant? Why should I be proud? Wow. Look, I have this old man, he's passed away, may his soul rest in peace, called C.K. Tedem. He once told me, my young man, I know you speak your mind. I see that you speak your mind, but I can tell you something. All the people who thought the world couldn't do without them are all in the graveyard, and the world is going on. Wow. Do your part. The day you will go, the world will move on. A billion years' time, nobody will remember your name. So what you can do for yourself is to leave a mark so that tomorrow, you know.
Right.
But courtesy, my father, my grandfather, my everything, my political godfather, my everything, Nana Don Kwakufado. I believe in a million years' time, my name will still be at the Ministry of Defense. That's, I'm satisfied.
That you are satisfied.
I'm fulfilled.
We'll get into that and all of that. But, you know, Honorable, you rose through Parliament from a backbencher to Deputy Minority Leader. How did the learning lead to, you know, that sport without executive power, you know, preparing you for cabinet responsibility and all of that? Here you were, like you said, young man, you've come in 2016, 2017, yes, you won the election and you're the defense minister. How did you first receive the news from President Akufo-Addo? So
in 2013, when Ambrose Derry didn't come back, I was there one day when Brian Champon, he was then like the chief of staff to the chairman of the party, Jacobi Lamptey, at that time, called me and said, you know something? There's the discussion among the party hierarchy that you should be the deputy leader. And I'm like, whoa, I should be the deputy leader 35 years? But it's okay. I believe I'll do what I have to do. Then Honorable Isaac Osei was an MP at that time. So the next day I went to Parliament. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, young man, there is a position that is coming your way. Take it. Don't reject it. We'll back you.
He said that to you?
He said that to me. We'll back you. And we'll make sure you will perform. So from that day, I was clear in my mind that I will perform and I will get the support of the people. To lead in Parliament, remember every MP is like an alpha male. You know, if you go to the lions, then the lions lineage and family, the alpha male lies down. The females will go catch the prey, and is the one that will eat first. So it's like an alpha male. So to manage members of Parliament is the most difficult thing. Remember, people.
You think so? To manage members of Parliament is the most difficult.
It's the most difficult thing.
It's not teachers. It's not students. It's not leading a team.
So all these people you are talking about kill midnight to vote these people, and they trust that these people will represent them. So everything about the Ghanaian society is represented in these 276 people. And it is your duty to manage and make sure that everyone has hope, everyone is satisfied, and everyone believes that the decisions you are taking is for the better and the good of all of them. It's the most difficult thing. If you can do that, I believe that you prepare yourself for any position in Ghana. If you can do that and be a leader in Parliament, you can be president of Ghana. And succeed. You can be president of Ghana. You can be president of Ghana. You can be president of Ghana. Then is that difficult to be a leader? It's not difficult, but it's challenging. You need to be strategic. First, it's very motivating to be. Okay. Of course, deputy leader, minority leader, majority leader. It's very challenging. It's something that if you take, you want to do it. But the most difficult thing is to manage people. Manage the egos of people, manage the expectations of people, and make sure that people believe that with your leadership, the party will succeed. And that if the party is in opposition, the party will win the elections. At the end, you form political parties, bring your ideas to win elections, and use that to translate into something good for the people through governance. So if they think that your leadership is not succeeding, no call for your head. They will get you out. And for me to succeed 4 years, I can only thank God. And that nobody complained, I can only thank God. At least I don't remember people complaining.
What was running through your mind, like you said, 2013, 2014, and then you won the elections in 2016, in power 2017, you were the defense minister.
I can tell you that I got the support of my colleagues. Trust me. Remember Dambuche was my chief whip. Yes. Can you imagine somebody who came to my constituency to campaign? He was a general secretary. He came to my constituency in 2002 to campaign. He literally had to hold my hand and help me to become a member of parliament. And the next time I'm his boss. Can you imagine that? How am I going to handle it? How am I going to make sure that I'll put all these people together? Because of all of them, I was the one who did not hold any position before. I had never held the leadership position. I had never become a minister. All of them had become either ministers or leaders. Useche was a leader. He became the parliamentary minister before, right? Yeah. Then Natushi had been somewhere, a deputy ambassador or something, and she was deputy chief whip. Bafuwa was from the DCE, from there to municipal chief executive, from there to regional minister. He was a deputy to the chief whip, Dambuche. Remember Dambuche, the general secretary of the party, from there to information.
These were heavyweights.
Big heavyweights of the party. They've seen before, they knew everything. And they tell you, young man, 35 years, go and deputize the leader, go and be their leader. That leadership role again, the way you speak to them, the way you gel with them, the way you blend with them, the way you are going to carry yourself in that within the 5 people alone, it's a task. Then now you have members of parliament with all their expectations. How are you going to speak to them? How do you interact with them? How do you motivate them? How do they see you? Will they respect you? That was a bigger task.
That day when they told you that, and of course, when you were given that role, what went through your mind? And that night, share with us exclusively on Starr Chat. How did that feel?
To be frank with you, I was indifferent. I just want to be frank with you. I was really indifferent. I was prepared for it because I had been hinted, and I had made up my mind that I would succeed. But I had believed that if younger people had become president before, even including Rollins, had become president before, then I believed that I could do it. And so in my heart, my view was that I could do it. But you should remember that we didn't have young people like today. At that time, it was not normal to have very young people in the position I found myself. First as a member of parliament at 24, 25, and then in leadership. It was not normal. It's not a normal thing like today where you see very young people who are in leadership, who are ministers, where anybody just thinks that's like that. It wasn't like that. It was a risk by the party.
People like you had to pave the way.
I needed to pave the way.
And you needed to succeed for it to be a template.
So, you know a secret.
Tell us.
I don't know any disco in Accra.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I cannot go. I don't
when
go.
In your younger days, you didn't.
I'll tell you why. I don't go out. I don't know any disco. I don't know joints. The reason was very simple. Because you asked me that question. The reason is very simple. Coming at a very young age like that, my view was that, they would think that this man is using his position to create issues, look for women, create issues, make that kind of stuff. So I decided to sit in my own small corner.
So it was deliberate.
Because from university to member of parliament. Wow. And you know, my name Nitiwul is the only person, my father is the only person who has that name in Ghana.
Oh, Honorable, are you sure about this?
Oh, yeah.
Your
the spelling,
father, yes.
You see the way Nitiwul is spelled. Mm-hmm. All right?
Yes.
The way the Nitiwul is spelled, my father is the only person who has that name spelled that one.
Nitiwul.
No other person in Ghana.
That's unique.
Yes. So my view has always been that if I make a mistake, that would be the end of anybody holding that name. So I was very, very careful. So these 2 guiding principles were those who made me to feel that, hey, you have to behave.
You became an old man at a tender age.
At a young age. I'm not even 50 today. But I'm an old man. Not old by face, but actions. and the way I go about stuff. I have to. Trust me. If you ask me to tell you the joints in Accra, I'll be found wanting.
Oh, so you can't even name 3 joints.
I'll be found
Clubs,
wanting.
lounges in Accra.
I'll be found wanting.
Interesting. We'll come to that, but we have lots of messages even before we get into the meat of this show. But somebody just sent a message, and that is from Nana Kwame. Says that opposition sharpens you differently than government does. Which one? Ask Honorable for us, has taught him more about Ghana's political soul, opposition or being in government?
They all have their challenges and the way there's experiences you get. Trust me. In opposition, if you are not very careful, you will make a lot of careless statements. You make promises that you don't even think about. You just want to get power, so sometimes you say things if you are not very careful. But I was very lucky that both the NDC and the MPP people, because they saw me as a young person, they could just say, come, and then they would advise me. But they didn't know I was listening. Bagbin sitting that year has advised me before the speaker.
Oh, even members of the opposition at the time
he has advised me before, seriously. He called me, sat me down and advised me. He thought I wasn't listening, but I did. The Yilichre, I don't know whether you know him. The NDC,
Joseph Yilichre.
Yeah, he did. Honorable. He called me someday and advised me the same way. He said, young man, you don't know tomorrow. Be mindful of what you say, how you say it, because tomorrow you'll be judged by it. I listened very well. And I was like too many of them. Obiamwa, Damboche, Chairman, so many, Nana Komia, so many of them. Too many to count. They all sat me down as a young man and said A, B, C, D. So the learning curves are different. But when you are in government, trust me, the responsibility is even bigger. I love it because the weight of a reshuffle is the biggest tool for you to succeed. When every day people say they are going to reshuffle, they are going to do it, and you cannot sleep, it's like going to test in those days, not now, going to test for HIV, and they say, okay, come back in 2 days time or 3 days time for the results. See, you cannot eat. You'll be shivering. Your wife or your girlfriend or wife why you cannot eat? You lose appetite. You are losing weight. And nobody understands why.
Is that how it is in government when you hear of an impending reshuffle?
I say, go and ask them. You can sleep. You are hot. Because it's not because you are filled, but for the fact that the president has asked you to go home, only sends one message. And people will tease you. People will be calling you. What happened? Not because you want that position, but when you are privileged enough to be there, the fact that people say, oh, they're going to reshuffle, your name is there, they're going to remove you. Trust me. It only makes you to work harder.
You survived the fire. 2 times you were Minister of Defense. Did you hear rumors that, you'll be changed, you're going somewhere?
Every minister
heard
rumors that you'll be changed. Every minister. If any minister tells you that he never for once thought that he'll be changed, he's not telling you the truth.
But you're closer to the president. You knew that whether you'll be changed
the president was like my father.
Okay.
But are you going to say that if your child goes wrong, you're not going to spank him? You will. So every minister was on the chopping table because that position is for the president. Remember something. You can be as close as possible to the president. But you can just get a bad night and then boom, you are gone. By the time you realize the truth, you are gone. So every minister knows that if you don't do your work well, you'll be changed. But the difference between Akufo-Addo and others, other presidents that I have seen, is that Akufo-Addo did not like to reshuffle people.
Any reason why?
No. I'm coming. For the sake of reshuffling. Like he'll move you, Bola Ray or Dominic Nitiwul, from defense to interior, and the next day he's moving. His view was that if you're not performing, you go home. That's the difference. It's not about reshuffling. Only 5 of us survived. The original 5 ministers, only 5 of us survived reshuffle.
All others were
All
cleared.
others were sent home. Just a few were changed to other places. All others went home. So go and check Dominic Nitiwul Defense, Kandapa National Security, Eslo Communication, Bafuiwa Labor, Esiama Sports. I think generally that was it. All other ministers, Akufo-Addo either sent them home, and only 1 or 2 that he flipped. Otherwise, everybody went home. Because his view was very simple. If I've given you a task as defense and you cannot perform, and I judge that you cannot perform, why should I send you to another place to mess up the place? So you go home. So when we say that Akufo-Addo's view was that I was not going to reshuffle, it doesn't mean he didn't send people. In fact, he sent people who more than many presidents that you can think about in our Fourth Republic. Remember, at a point we were 125. Those who survived were less than 40, in fact 30. Throughout, those who survived throughout of the 125 were less than 40. 1/3 survived. The rest all went home. Of course, it led to a lot of enemies and that kind of stuff for him. We all know the rest is history. But I'm just saying that he did not reshuffle for the sake of doing what we call musical chairs. But he sent people home if he felt that you were not good enough.
And you feel that approach is the best? Because maybe with time you realize that, okay, so the strengths, and you do a SWOT analysis, you get to observe that, okay, maybe Nitiwul can better perform in this ministry as a strength here, so let me move him. You don't think that should be the case, and rather you should be sent over?
So that's him. That's him.
That's his
and
leadership
you know,
style.
and it is because of his training, his background, Westminster system, that kind of stuff. That's how it is. In those days, you are not performing well. You've been given a role as what we call. Like if right now they put people there and you are a shadow minister, you are supposed to take a role. Then when you get into government, they give you that position. If you cannot perform, you go home. It's as simple as
People
that.
even resign. I mean, they see
You go home because you are not performing. That's a role that you prepared yourself for. That's what the research, your team has researched. Everything is all about you. If you are not going to perform, where would they put you again? Somebody who has also done his part. So it was from that background.
Then maybe judging by that or going by that, then we shouldn't even have reshuffle. I mean, we shouldn't take ministers, like you're saying, like a musical chairs, and you move to this ministry and all of that. You should just go home for non-performance. Should that
No
be the case?
minister, unless you are very lucky, can say within 1 year you are able to perform magic. Very few can do that because one, the resources are not there. Two, the issue of projects do not immediately mature. All right. Four, plans don't immediately mature. It's the same reason why they give a president 4 or 5 years. The same reason, at least give a minister 2 years.
So on the back of that, Honorable Nitiwul, you say that ministers should be given at least 2 years before a reshuffle is done.
I think I've said it in a way. If you reshuffle a minister like Mahama's ministers within the first 2 years, you are not helping them. Because a lot of them will not be able to perform.
So now that people are calling for reshuffle and all, you believe that we should give them another year before that happens?
The end of this year will judge almost all of them. But a lot of people get reshuffled for other reasons other than performance. So that is a different ball game altogether. The president may reshuffle somebody because people are complaining you are not picking calls, you are not friendly to people, you are the party people are complaining about you, or somebody has complained, or the president has dreamt badly about you, something or heard something is not happy. That's different. But if it's purely on performance, I think that after 2 years we'll get to know whether the person is good or the person is bad. The signs will be there. The signs will start showing along the line that this person is not performing well. But after 2 years, if you cannot perform, you have to go home.
On the back of that as well, can we safely say then, also for the president, let's give him 2 years instead of bashing him in his first year or 6 months and all of that? Honorable, will you say, give the president in power 2 years and it will be fair then to criticize?
You know very well that genuine people who are not too political will tell you that they will start judging the president after the first 2 years. You know that. But hey, if you are a politician, you are a political animal, you don't have that luxury of giving the president 2 years.
What will you go for? You are a politician, but you're also a gentle fellow. And you, which one will you go for?
I'm a gentle person. I will stand in the middle. I'm a gentle person. My party people will chill me if I come here and sit down and say, "Oh, I'm not going to criticize Mahama for the first 2 years." Then why are you in parliament?
Will you do that first year?
My view is that you are not there to pull down a nation. I will never wish Mahama bad. I'll never wish any president bad because I don't belong to his political party, so I'll wish him bad or something. No, I will not do that. I'll point out what you are doing wrong along the line. So if you are doing something that is not good, I'm going to point it out to you. And along the line, if you refuse to change, then I'll criticize you.
Right.
And so if you see me criticizing the NDC now, even though they are not 2 years, I'm not criticizing them because I want to criticize them. I'm pointing out to them what I feel is wrong and why I think they shouldn't have done that or should have done this.
Are they doing well? Is the NDC doing well? I mean, judging by all that is going on and all that you're seeing with the indicators and all of that, are they doing well?
There's some places that you will not say you can't blame them. They are doing their best.
Okay.
There are the other places.
Like which areas?
I'm saying there are other places that.
Like which areas are they doing well?
Yeah. Are there other places that is very, very terrible, right? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
On the surface of it, if the CD was 14.9 and today it's about 11,
11.4,
and you start criticizing them for the stability of the CD, I mean, come on. I know they pumped in $10 billion to do that. We will not have done that. But come on, there are some people who are benefiting from it. But the flip side is that when you mop up CD, like what the governor is doing, and you are also using a lot of forex to stabilize the CD, people will start complaining there's no money in their pocket. Right? So if you go to Techima market today, food is cheap, but people cannot buy. Yam is cheap, but people cannot buy. Maize is cheap, but there's no money. You can ask anybody. You can just send, you are a journalist, you are a media house. Go to Techima market, go to Chamba market, where I come from.
People are not buying, they don't have money in
They
their
don't
pocket.
have the risk, they don't have, people are
But
not buying.
prices have come down. I mean,
Extremely low.
Yes, you agree.
I
The
give you
prices have come down.
Oh yeah. I give you that. I give you an example.
Yes.
Maize that used to be in 2024, like 1,000, 2,000 per 100 kg bag.
Yeah.
It's about 300 cedis today. That's how low it has come. But the truth of the matter is that people are not buying.
Really?
You won't find buyers.
So it means that that food basket or whatever is going waste. People
It's
cannot
not that it's
afford.
going waste. It's there, but people are not buying. So you go to the
But
market.
it's being consumed. It means that people are buying.
No, people are not buying. The farmers are complaining every day. And I'm saying you are in media house, go out and find out.
In Techiman,
I said, go and check in Techiman.
Okay.
Go and check in the Ejura.
Okay.
Go and check in Chamba. Go check Yendi market. Go check Zabzu market. Go check Basa market.
People are not buying.
They are not buying. That's a complaint all over. Right? A bag of cassava, right? This dry cassava, that used to be about 700, 800 today. It's about 150 cedis.
Wow,
people are
very
not,
low.
Yeah, people are not buying because there's no money in the pocket of people.
Interesting. We'll look at the dynamics and we'll come and dwell on it some more. But I want us to talk about security because even today, with all that is happening, in our world, and you being a former defense minister, I really want us to delve into a bit of, security issues. When you became Minister for Defense in 2017, West Africa's security dynamics were shifting. I mean, what was the first intelligence briefing that truly kept you awake at night? You remember?
The moment we came to power, the biggest danger we faced was to stop the terrorist attack from entering Ghana. Because the economy would have collapsed if we had even one terrorist attack. You remember you want to attract investment, and terror, people start stopping your citizens on the way and killing them, and terrorists are running riot. And we realized that it was shifting from central Mali downwards. So 2013 it was coming downwards, 2014, 2015, 2016, and this attack started, some of them as near as 10, 20 kilometers from our border into Burkina. And so it was very clear that was the biggest and immediate task we needed to resolve. And so we had to quickly move in to start what we call Operation Conquered Fist. So we sent a couple of soldiers, about 500 of them up north, gave them for the first time quack motorbikes and cars, and bought some armored vehicles, and just to show presence to them. And so it more or less stabilized us. But remember that once you get your own security forces entering the communities and educating them, right? And I work closely with the Minister for the Interior and the National Security Minister at that time. We went up north, we had to talk to people. Then we started having that problem. Then the almighty Boko problem was also there. But the real test of us, short-lived though, but very intense, was the murder of Major Mahama.
Right.
Because the army had signed some concessions in 2015, 2016, some concessions. The army had signed with some MOU with about some 14 or 15 mining companies to provide them security because young people were running riots around the place. And then that one around Asimfosu was one of those ones, and he got murdered there. You could feel the anger in the armed forces. You could feel the anger within the soldiers. And we were a new government, So that was a real, I said short-lived, but intense. We managed to douse it. We managed to talk to the soldiers.
It must have given you sleepless nights.
For the first time, I'm saying, for the first time, you will have soldiers, a group of civilians who attack soldiers and they will not pay back. Come on. For us to be able to hold, and that didn't happen, should tell you what we needed to do. That they will murder a soldier in this sense, and you think the soldiers are not going to pay back?
In.
Come on.
What was going through your mind that week? Because I know you being appointed as minister when you were young, people say, "Oh, he's not from within the ranks. Is he a military person coming in?" What was it?
You have
like?
to have friends.
Friends, I love that.
And when you have friends, you get a lot of intelligence very quickly. Because if you are approachable and you have friends and your phone is always there, you can pick calls very quickly. You get a lot of intelligence quickly. I'm sure he will not want me to mention his name, but I'll mention his name. I was there, and then I got a call around 10:30, 11 from Kokubako.
PM?
No.
AM?
Daytime.
Daytime.
There is a problem. It looks like one of your platoon commanders has been murdered. I said, what? You can't tell me the truth. He said, check. And mentioned ABC. I'm like, what? A soldier? A captain? He says, yes, looks like that. So I called the CDS. I said, CDS, looks like this is happening down there. Find out what is going on there. And I don't know how he picked the intelligence, but it looks like he picked the intelligence very fast and sent it to me immediately. And then the CDS, after 30 minutes, coming back and said, Minister, it looks like it's true. So I said, hold the boys. If anything happens, I'll hold you responsible. I beg you. If the soldiers move in there, they'll mow the entire community down. Hold the boys for me. He said, I promise you. Janakwa, at that time, I promise you, I will hold the boys. But let's do the right thing. Let the soldiers know that the right thing has been done and justice has been served. That's it.
Wow. Decisive leadership.
That's it. Young man.
If it could have gone south.
Young man. 39 years.
39 years.
All these generals who are above 50, 60 years. Almost all of them over 60 years.
So I know they were calling you from left.
I say, a young man, you are asked to be the minister of the generals who have been the armed force, army, Navy and Air Force, 40 years,
Yes.
40 years, 35 years, 36 years. And you are supposed to superintend over all of them. You are supposed to look after all of them. And now you have to take a decision with all of them. So my view was very, very simple. Discipline, armed forces is all about discipline. And discipline is end. Respect is end. Discipline is end. So my view was very simple. If I need the respect of the generals and the soldiers, then I needed to respect them.
Fantastic.
If I acted as a boss, I would lose that respect very quickly.
So they were your friends. They were sometimes even your fathers. You gave them that.
I didn't behave like a minister.
Okay.
All right? I didn't have to behave like a minister because I needed their support.
Thank you for this secret.
If you have a very good, if you want to enjoy the armed forces, it's not even you who control the boys. All right? You see how ants move. When you kill the first ant, you scatter the rest. But if you make the first ant your friend, the rest will all fall into the bottle you want them to fall. So if the top hierarchy of the armed forces, you can gel with them, they will gel with the boys and the boys will love you. If you solve their problems and together you all sit to solve the problems, they will love you. But if you want to boss it and feel, I won't use the word arrogant, but you want to boss it, trust me, you'll get a hell of a time.
Wow. Pakwesi listening to us in North Kaneshi says, what an intelligent minister. Well, a former minister for defense, yes, now, but still honorable.
I shouldn't let my head be big.
So that is great. It says that you're intelligent and you're making things happen. But tell us, Ghana has remained relatively stable despite Sahel instability. Is that luck? Is that leadership or long-term strategy?
No, I think it's more of leadership than luck. There's nothing called luck. In the world of security, there's nothing called luck. You have to plan for it.
Okay.
You have to make sure that you make things smooth. Peace is attained when you prepare for war during peacetime. You have to assume that there's war, even though there's no war.
When there's peace.
You prepare as if you are going for war. So all your accoutrements, you have to get them. Everything you have to get.
When there's peace?
Because your view is that when the action happens, then you are failed. So if there is if you sit down for terrorism to happen, then you are failed. If you sit down for the first gunshot to come, you have failed. And remember that the first, I would say the most important duty of a state, or the first duty of a state, is to keep its citizens safe and alive. Any other thing will follow. When you have life, your citizens have life, and you have a country called Ghana, you will be able to provide them food. You provide them the roads. You provide them with water, with health, with everything they are looking for. But when you don't have a state, right? Your country is at war. Like what happened in Liberia, they will drive all your asphalt roads, armored vehicles on your asphalt roads. And so the first thing is to make sure that you prevent whatever you feel is the problem from happening. So you prepare for war during peacetime. So that, and prevent it so that it doesn't happen. You should know that when everybody believes that you are prepared for war, nobody will attack you. Nobody will dare. They would only when they see you weak.
You should do that clandestinely, secretly or what?
No, it's not secretly. Look, in West Africa, there was nothing that Nigeria bought I didn't know, because that's a convention. There's nothing that Ivory Coast, all the time, all those in West Africa, anytime, they will send me a question or make a request to say that Nigeria wants to buy this ammunition and that, blah, blah, blah. What is my view? I will either say yes or no.
Is that transparent? They let you know?
Is that transparent? They will let you know. So I knew whatever was going around us. All right. We are not enemies. So I knew whatever, and that was a convention in West Africa, and still the same thing today. Because if I want to buy certain arms, I have to take it to ECOWAS to seek their permission. Right. So it's for good reason that we were doing that.
Right.
But let me give you an example.
Sure.
Everybody has a house who has a house in Ghana has built a wall. I'm not sure you build a wall because your neighbor is a thief or is a criminal or he will attack you. No. You are building because you assume one day somebody may attack you. It's the same thing when you are running security services. You are preparing for tomorrow as if it is happening today. And then nobody would attack you. So when you have your fence, your wall, and you have your fence, and you have your electricity around it, and you are going to sleep, you put on all those things to guard yourself, then you are safe. Because everybody knows that when you enter Bola Ray's house, you won't come out alive.
That is an interesting, submission, because maybe during Independence Day or sometimes they say, oh, the military is showcasing what we have and all of that. People say, oh, why are we wasting money on, some B-50 whatever bombers, cars and all of that? Because Ghana is a peaceful nation. Nobody's going to attack us. So why do this and display them?
All countries that have gone into trouble never thought they would get into trouble. Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ukraine, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. None ever thought they would get in trouble. In fact, some of them thought, Liberia was a chilling point. They are brothers. They were like, brother, that kind of brother life. They were, half of them were for America, and their work is to chill. So if you wanted to chill in West Africa, you go to Morovia. Is that not right? What happened to them? So you do not assume that because you are so peaceful. When the devil enters a human being, you are worse than an animal. But like I said before, when everybody is aware that if you attack Ghana, you will not go scot-free. Their army is so strong. Their air force is top-notch. Their navy is strong. You are safe. But if you don't invest, everybody knows. Everybody knows who is who. So if you don't invest, everybody knows that you are the weakest leg. Your neighbor will just chase you away. I'll give you an example. Currently, we have a problem with Togo over the boundary dispute. Can you imagine if Togo believes that their navy can defeat our navy in the sea? You can imagine what will happen, what they will think.
So they know what you've bought and they know what you have because of the ECOWAS treaty. So they know.
Everybody knows what everybody has.
So they dare not. Oh, that's some revelation that you've given us today. Insightful information.
Everybody knows what everybody has. And so you have to be very careful. You don't go and attack America. Because if you attack them, you won't go home. You won't live to tell your children the next day what happened.
Honorable, so on the back of that, today, the Ghana military actually launched a search and rescue operation. Following the attack on fishing vessels and all of that near Senyabreko in the central region. Thank God that, yes, the people have been rescued and all of that. The fishermen following the maritime robbery have been rescued. What will you say to the Ghana Armed Forces?
So when we came, we realized that our ships were getting very old. Very, very old. And we took steps to replace them. So we bought some fast patrol boats, a lot of stuff. That's a lot of what they use.
What you use were bought by the MPP?
Yeah.
Okay.
We bought up close to 20 of them.
Wow.
Close to 20 boats, ships, and crafts. Some, I think about 6 of them or 8 of them were donated by other 2 countries. two of the most controversial countries. I don't want to name them, but I'm saying that.
But Ghana received them.
Oh yeah, of course, we needed
controversial countries, and you received them.
No,
so which countries are we talking about?
No, I'll mention it. You know, Ghana. When you mention some countries, become controversial. I don't want to bother myself to do that. I'm not saying they're controversial as a country, but when you mention names, then they become controversial in Ghana here, which will bring issues. I don't want to do that.
That is fine.
But I'm saying that the ones that we ourselves have to pitch is that they are fast patrol boats, what obviously the Navy used to make sure that we can get our people. I will say that the boys did well. The Ghana Armed Forces.
They did well.
Extremely well. And we must congratulate them. The coordination of the Navy with the Air Force and all the things we need them. That is the more reason why we should make sure that the Air Force has the resources, the aircraft. Because without their aircraft and their drones, you are blind. Trust me, without the drones and the aircraft that the Air Force has, you are blind completely. You can do the work. Without the boats that the Navy use, you are blind. A Navy personnel without a ship is just a civilian. You need a ship to work. An Air Force man without aircraft, without the drones, what is his use? So we have to buy them these things. But let me congratulate them. They did so well to make sure that they could recover almost everybody. My information that they recovered, they were able to bring everybody home. Yes. And to have this huge number of Ghanaians who were disturbed by people, I think that is a very, very good thing. But it sends a warning signal to us.
Okay.
Why are these people brave enough to come into our waters? 45 kilometers, and which is 30 nautical miles. 30 nautical miles is equivalent to 45 kilometers, which that means it's just by the shore. Within our exclusive economic zone is 200 nautical miles. That is part of Ghana's territory. So if you go into the sea, 200 nautical miles, which is 300 kilometers into the sea, is part of Ghana's territory. So for anybody to come 45 kilometers or 30 nautical miles, he has come to shore to come and disturb us.
And we couldn't sight, we couldn't
I think that
detect.
I think that we should sit up. No, our Navy has a lot of equipment that they can detect.
Okay.
When you have transponders, they can be able to detect and that kind of.
So do you have the brief as to what went wrong that you were able to get into our territorial waters?
You know, they see hundreds of fishing boats. You know, they are like red dots. So when you go to the control room, you see a lot of red dots, close to about hundreds. You will see it. At every point, if somebody is attacked, they will not know unless they are reported. You're right. And I was happy that once the report was done, they moved immediately in the Adon, and then they have been able to rescue it. All I'm saying is, we should find out why these people were brave enough to do what they did. They dared come to Ghana to do what they did. That's my only worry.
Right. Well, we also have the CDS, listening in, and he says hi to you as well.
He's a good
William
man.
Japan. Oh, he's a good man.
He's a very good
You've
man.
worked with him closely, and what do you want to say
I worked
about
with him when he was a colonel.
Colonel, okay.
So when we came, we made him the Joint Task Force Commander. Okay. Joint Task Force Commander for the first Operation Vanguard. So
he was in charge.
Remember, there was this picture of the soldiers shouting like he was the one. So look at him very well.
Oh, now CDS. Japan.
So that's what happens with the armed forces. So you can imagine that the first major task of the government was Operation Vanguard, and we gave it to him. Today is a CDS under the NDC. So armed forces literally should not be politicized. I don't know. That's the point I'm making. It should not be politicized. He's a good man. I've traveled with him. I went with him. I traveled with him to 1 or 2 countries together. We chatted together. He went to the US, and when he came back, he thanked me. He said, I remember the good you did for me. Wow. And I said, you know what? Do the best for the country.
You told him that?
For soldiers, always, what a soldier should do is on the 6th of January of every time when the president takes over, loyalty should change. I don't know whether you're getting what.
So do we have soldiers who can be classified or be said to be NDC? Because from what you are saying, they should be neutral of a sort.
All soldiers should be neutral.
All soldiers.
All.
But when you were defense minister, do you sense that this person is
I wasn't
too
bothered about that.
Okay.
My philosophy is that soldiers should be neutral. If you choose not to, that's your cup of tea. And when you are found, you'll be dealt with.
Oh, you will?
Of course. If you are found doing that, you'll be dealt with using your own code.
They are professionals.
So, professionals. Like I said, so if 2029, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is president of Ghana, on the 6th night, your loyalty will change to him because it's to the state.
Oh, so Bawumia is coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Eh.
Oh yeah. Mark today's date.
Today's 26th of February 2026.
I will invite you
Yes.
to take a chair,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
at the Independence this thing by me.
By you.
Yeah, on the
And you are
7th.
saying that the 7th of January 2029.
I will invite you,
We'll swear in a new president, and that will be.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I will invite you.
We are backing this one here.
I'm saying I will invite you.
Because you said that in 2016,
I'm saying I will invite you.
and then Anadu came.
I will invite you. You will see.
Wow.
I'm not God,
Okay.
but I can tell you something. When the people of Ghana want to give you the presidency, it becomes clear every day. If you know people who will never, bodies and individuals who we never thought would go and congratulate Bawumia, and they are doing it, you have no idea.
Wow.
So all I can say is that if nothing changes, it's still far away. 3 years is still
Yes,
far,
yes.
and that kind of stuff. All I can say is that we'll give him Mahama his time, his due, his support to do what he can do. His time will come.
So you are saying you'll not be from NDC to NDC?
No.
You'll be NDC to MPP?
No.
All right.
Everybody will reset the clock and we'll start the 8 years.
All right.
Nobody is going to go. Nah, it won't happen.
Let's look at, as former defense minister, how do you assess Ghana's border vulnerabilities? I mean, amid Burkina Faso trader attacks and all that, happened. You were there. Looking at the reforms, what are we urging the new administration to prioritize?
So, when we were there, we immediately formed what we call the Accra Initiative. The idea was to bring all the countries of West Africa, or especially those that were attacked, who were under terrorism, the Sahel region plus us, and Benin and Ivory Coast. There were 9 countries together, and we formed the Accra Initiative. And we worked until we left office as part of the Accra Initiative. When Burkina became a melting point, from Mali, Burkina became a melting point, we decided to support Burkina. And they know, and we know, that we support them.
You did?
Of course, heavily. We supported them heavily.
Wow.
There are some things I cannot say, which I will say
know.
off air.
Off air, yeah.
But we supported them.
You give them money, you give them
No, I will not say those things. But I can tell
equipment.
you that we supported them. But what we didn't want to do is to put Ghanaians in harm's way, because there are some things that you don't want to say publicly, because you may at the end put your citizens at risk. So we're very careful not to over dramatize or play our relationship with everybody.
Is this
We
government over dramatizing?
No, I'm saying that we worked on a professional level.
Okay.
Do you understand? I said something before, and let me repeat. If the government sought my advice on whether they should invite Captain Tuare or any of the other coup makers, I would have told them no.
Really?
Yes.
So you think that it was wrong for the government of the day to have
say
invited?
that's their prerogative to invite him, but I would have said no. 2 reasons. One is because they were under sanctions at that time. All 3 of them. ECOWAS had sanctioned them. So if you are not careful explaining to ECOWAS why you did that, you are going to have a problem. And I don't think they themselves would have had a problem if we didn't invite him. 2 is because you don't want to encourage the what happened in this country to happen in your country, that military will take over. So you want to be very careful. You have to be friends with all of them. That, especially Burkina, Togo, and Ivory Coast, because are neighbors. So whatever you have to do, you have to be friends and friendly to them. But if they had asked me, which of course they didn't, and they can decide not to, which they didn't, I would have told them that no.
You would have said that?
Yeah, I would have said
In plain terms?
In plain terms.
I mean, you said no defense minister named post-Burkina attacks on Ghanaian traders, and you blasted this void. You were on air 2 weeks ago with Bimbila on the front line, terror front line.
I'm still worried that up to this time. Yeah, I'm still worried.
You're saying that the president's silence on...
I'm still worried up to now we don't have a minister for defense. No country does that.
Really?
No country.
But we have the finance minister acting as defense minister. You are worried?
You are happy that the finance minister is acting as defense minister after almost 9 months? I'm still worried that we don't have a defense minister up to now. Trust me, I'm very worried. I don't know why the president hasn't picked somebody yet. There are 1,001 people.
The deputy is there. The finance minister is acting.
Unfortunately,
the military, or the generals or the CDS is there. And there's some semblance of peace.
Unfortunately, maybe we will have to change the way our constitution is crafted and our laws. The deputy, unfortunately, cannot step in. He cannot act when the boss is not there.
Correct. That's true.
It should be another
Minister-
substantive minister who
yes.
should act. That's why the finance minister. That's why the deputy is not acting. He's. I think he's.
Is he
I think
competent
that.
enough
I think
to?
that from what I've seen.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, he's very competent. He's handled his job well.
Okay.
From the ground, from what I pick, he has a respect to the soldiers.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's Boja Jemfi.
Yeah. He's
Wow.
beginning. He's changed, eh? Trust me, the President Jemfi I knew in opposition has changed drastically. He has the support of the soldiers.
You
He
will
has-
say that he's doing marvelously
I
well.
won't use that, but I can tell you there has a support of the soldiers. It's too early to say he's doing marvelously well.
Would you want for President Mahama to elevate him and let him be the substantive minister? You think that he has what it takes?
I think it would be wrong for me to say that to the president because
But if you want to suggest, or if from where you sit, you
no,
feel that
I
he
will
can-
not even suggest anybody to him. All I can say is that I think the president should name a minister for defense. What I also said that day was that the minister for defense should be on the aircraft to Burkina. I think a week later or less, the foreign minister was on the air today. But I think the minister for defense and the foreign minister, particularly the minister for defense, should have been on the air the day after the incident to go and interact with people, pick up first hand what was happening and that kind of stuff. But of course, Okujoto has gone there. He has signed agreement. He knows what has happened. He has been briefed on what has happened and that kind of stuff. And we hope that what led to it does not repeat, so that we don't have. Because I can tell you that the briefing I know and I have, there are many other Ghanaians who are there.
Really?
Oh yes,
There are many
other
other
Ghanaians who, our people like to trade. They like to have a living. They are not lazy people.
And are you afraid that we can have a recurrence of what happened?
What I know, maybe
From where
this-
you sit,
what
yes.
from where I sit, Ghanaians normally have not been attacked. Anytime they even see Ghanaians, they don't attack them. They say that it's a French issue. Ghanaians are not part. They don't even want to draw Ghana into that problem. So that's what I don't understand. And I think that we've tasked Parliament has tasked the intelligence agencies to find out why. Is it a new phenomenon that is coming, right, or is something that was just one-off? So let's find out. But like I said, that if you are not careful, your enemy's enemy will become your enemy.
Interesting. If you are not careful, your enemy's enemy will become your enemy. On the wings of that, we'll be going for a break shortly. But President Mahama rejects a state of emergency. I'm talking about Galamsey now. On Galamsey, opting for excavator permits, cleanups. You are the defense boss who crashed polluters. Is this soft touch, strategy surrendering our forests to smugglers? Or you feel that,
No,
it's
Galamsey has worsened.
are you saying that President Mahama is fighting with Honorable Nitiwul?
Galamsey
Our
has-
waters are getting clean. We've seen some
No.
videos now that they are cleaned up.
Take it from
You've
me.
not seen it?
Take it from me.
Yes.
The forest, you can find out from those who are following up. Your sister station, Joy, and others. They
Yeah.
will tell you that the forests have become more degraded.
People are still encroaching. They are mining in the
please.
forest.
The Galamsey has become worse than before. But that is not to say that the people, the president
fight
and the
is
ministers are not finding. Why he's putting his everything. In fact, the minister has become a Galamsey ministry, really, because that's all he's doing. He's just fighting the Galamsey, just like we did before. But I'm saying that I advise Akufo-Addo it was not necessary to put state of emergency. It's the same thing I will tell the president. Look,
Oh, you believe that?
I think that it would be wrong to put a state of emergency on anybody. State of emergency has its own repercussions. And to take the powers or to take the liberties of people off and impose a state of emergency, we'll live to regret it. And so state of emergency should not be used unless it's absolutely necessary.
So you believe that President Mahama is right by not declaring a state
And
of
for
emergency?
that one, I think it's right. My difference with him was that I thought that when they immediately came, they should have banned all type of manning, like what we did for at least some 1 year, so that they can have a foothold on it, and then clean, just like we try to do, clean the district by district, because they would have learned from some of our failures, right? And then did do that, but they didn't do that. They just thought that they put the blue guards and put some young men there and put the
And you think that is not working?
Ninos and put that.
Ninos is
They
out
are
there.
having difficulties. Let's be frank.
Mm.
They are having difficulties
Wow.
because look, the truth is that the party people think that it's the time to get some money. That's a bare fact.
Was it like that with your time that the party people thought that through Galamsey we can make some money?
Ghanaians, including party people, just like now, think that it's time for them to make money. And so if you are not brief, You can't fight Galamsey.
Did you fight party people when it came to Galamsey?
A lot.
Wow.
A lot.
They called you names. They thought that, who is
But
this
you are
guy?
a bad boy. Everybody, if you are not careful, they will say you made them lose elections. Because we lost every Galamsey area. So if you are not very careful, they will say you are the one who made them lose elections.
Was there any point in time where, somebody at the top will call you,
You know,
and say, look,
for Minister for Defense, the way your nature, you see that for the 8 years, literally I was not in the public space.
yes.
I was not in the public space. I hardly made speeches. I only came in
It
when...
was deliberate.
Because that's your work. If you see your Minister for Defense running from radio station or TV station, you failed. Clearly. If you see a Minister for Defense who has to be running from radio station to TV station, trying to justify himself or explain his actions, you have failed. Trust me.
Right.
Because we are judged by how peaceful the country is. And if it's peaceful, who's going to call you? Which media house will call you? If the whole place is peaceful, what are you going to explain? So my view is very, very simple, that I was not in the public space. And so at some point, people even forgot that I existed. Some people even forgot the name Nitiwul.
That's right.
When I was deputy leader, I was
Very vocal.
I was very vocal. I could make noise, and people knew who I was. Today, until recently, they couldn't put the face to the name. They knew they will know the name, but they can't put the face to the name. Who's that Nitiwul guy? We hear the name, but we don't know him. So I was like they call me Alexini. They call me Alexini, some genie walking around.
That's interesting to note. And before the break again.
But that's my nickname up north.
Alexini.
Alexini. Yes, Alexini. Any Dagomba man listening will tell you Alexini is like a genie.
Okay, so if you're listening and you're Dagomba, let us know what the meaning is of what Alexini.
Alexini.
Okay, in Dagomba.
Alexini.
Okay, in
Alexini.
Alexini.
Not
you don't want to tell us.
Alexini.
Oh, Alexini.
Alexini.
Oh, right. I'll get the meaning. So
ask anybody, they'll tell you.
It's
like a genie. Somebody who is mysterious appears here and disappears here. That's wonderful stuff.
Before the break, tell us about the great Omane Boama. I know, great guy. You were with him and all of that. Our former though is late, but great guy. For a short time at the ministry, how would you rate him?
He was a good guy. I had known him since 2000, I think, either 3 or 4. Wow. So I've known him for long. Because he contested my cousin for Nook's presidency. Oh, right. And then he won. Wow. So I knew him, not today. I've known him for a very long time. So I've had that relationship with him. So he was a good guy. To me, to everybody. Sometimes when there are issues, you call me, what is going on? How do you think about it? The same thing that this other gentleman does. So for me, I would say that we're on the right path. He was on the right path.
Right.
And he had that zeal to do what was right. He also had the respect of the soldiers. Okay. To succeed as a minister for defense, you must have the trust and the confidence of the president, commander-in-chief. Let me repeat. To succeed as a minister for defense, you must have the trust and the confidence of the commander-in-chief, the president. Without that, you will fail.
We'll go on the back of, yes.
And that he had.
He had. On the back of that, we'll come back because, someone sent in a message. Ruby was asking, so of all the people in the MPP, why Nitiwul chosen to be the defense minister? It means that the president trusted him. And you said it, that to be chosen by the president as the defense minister, you must be trusted. And of course, he has to have that confidence.
So let me give you a story, and then we can
go for the break. Yes.
So we're at the airport one day. Osafo Mafo was there, the great Osafo Mafo,
yes.
my big uncle. The president was there, the vice president was there, and then I came to stand, and then the president said, young man, it's not because your face looks fine. It's good, your face looks fine. It's true, you have a nice face, but it's not because of that I gave you the Ministry for Defense. You are very loyal.
Wow. The president said that.
I'm quoting the president at the Jubilee Lodge.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo
full stop.
Told you that?
Yes.
How did you feel that day?
I went home and I hardly drink alcohol. I drank alcohol and became booze.
You coughed on that night? Coughed. Okay, we'll be back after that. Right after this one.
Bola Ray.
Bola Ray.
Bullets.
Bola Ray.
Hitman.
This is not just a competition, this is legacy. This is pride. This is school spirit reignited. GH1 TV, in collaboration with El Wag Social Club, proudly presents the 2026 Alumni Power Games. Where old students return not to the classroom but to the battlefield of champions. Seven-a-side football, arm wrestling, line and spoon, sack race, volleyball, Scrabble showdown will be at play. Brains, strength, speed, and strategy. Who still has it? Who runs the campus years later? From friendly rivalries to serious bragging rights, from laughter to legendary moments. One day, one ground, one school standing tall at the El Wag Sports Stadium. Time is 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Gather your year group, wear your colors, and represent your school, because once an alumnus, always a champion. GH1 TV, El Wag Social Club, Alumni Power Games 2026. Are you ready to power up?
The reason. Who is shaping the narrative? We are. Who is challenging the norm? We are. There are no filters. There are no scripts. Just real conversations. The next generation is in the room, unapologetic and sometimes unconventional, but always bold. These are the discussions that shift mindsets, the debates that reshape perspectives, and they are not always comfortable, but always necessary. The next generation is now. Join me, Etonam Kumashi, on Starr 103.5 FM every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. This is the next gen, and the new era is here.
Bola Ray.
Bola Ray.
Bola Ray.
Bullets.
Bola Ray.
Hitman.
And yes, we're back on Starr 103.5 FM. We're also live in Kumasi on Ultimate 106.9 FM. In Takrady, you're listening to us on Empire 102.7. And from Seth Japan Esquire and Seth Japan Owari says that great interview, Bola Ray, and greetings to Honorable. So that's from Seth Hanan, who's with us here at GH1. So Hanan says that an intelligent spirit, yes, of the lower rank than the angels, able to appear in human and animal forms and possess humans. Hey,
That's Alezeni.
that's Alezeni.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Okay. So he said Alezeni, okay, James, means that an intelligent spirit of lower rank than the angels, able to appear in human and animal forms and to possess humans. Alezeni Bola, that's for you. Okay, so Hanan, with us, senior reporter, and he's our presidential correspondent, actually. And Hanan, thank you for that. Alezeni. So what? You are a spirit, and you
Well,
can appear in animal form. Honorable, now they fear you.
I was given that name by the people. So I don't know why they gave me that name.
When and what time did they give you this name?
I
Alezeni.
think in 2016. Just to the run-up of the 2016 elections.
Okay. Alezeni.
Yes.
Hanan, thank you very much. Our presidential correspondent sent in that one. So I said that, the Dagomba listening will actually sending this one to us. And we thank you for that. Okay, so other messages coming in. Somebody says, what's his favorite music? Does he even get the time to relax? Do you get a time to relax, to de-stress?
I'm behaving like a typical middle class guy in Ghana. From work, you go home and you sleep. And before you realize, you start getting a protruding stomach. Because
you don't do the gym?
I now I've started. Immediately we lost power. That's the only good thing that happened to me.
Because your stomach was
It was. I was starting to have what we call fatty liver.
You had that?
Your
doctor told you
I started having fatty liver. I've cleared it, but I started having it because my stomach was protruding.
Because you
then
eating late at night.
Remember something? I started having some rounded face, puffy face. They say, "Oh, nice guy," but you're actually sick. People
were praising you.
Nice guy,
but
you are sick. I put on weight, nice guy.
But you had fatty liver.
I had fatty liver. Because a lot of people don't know that when you're taking the carbohydrates, you're taking the sugar, you're taking the alcohol, and you're taking the bread, you're taking the cassava, you're taking the maize,
and at this age, you don't
the
need
cocoa and all those carbohydrate-like food, and you don't use it, your body will convert it into
Yeah.
through the liver will convert it into the fat and deposit it anywhere. In my case, it was depositing it in my stomach.
Wow. So
And
now
so
you hit the gym.
I started having elevated insulin levels.
Oh, right.
But hey,
your
it's
sugar
gone.
level was up.
I
and-
stopped taking sugar. I don't take alcohol.
Oh, okay.
I hardly take carbohydrates. I'm very, very
That is
careful.
good. So now you are careful. You are hitting the gym.
I
But
don't
then
want-
you are serving the nation. So you were also eating late at night. You couldn't have a routine.
You are meet from one meeting to the other.
Wow.
From people don't know the
The
stress.
honorable
you
is
go through.
stressful, eh?
And stress. The president is traveling, you have to be at the airport. President's coming, you have to be at the airport. Every meeting, you have to be there. When the soldiers don't have fuel, it's you. When they don't have food, it's you. You have to go to the minister for finance and make sure that the soldiers are okay. You know soldiers. You didn't. We put them in the barracks, so you have to make sure they have what they have to have. You know, it's not like there's light off somewhere in the soldier. When there's light off, they will complain. When there's no food, you've taken them to Boku for some listen. Their family is not there. They have to eat.
Wow.
So if there's no food, what happens? So if the minister for finance does not pay and the suppliers decide not to supply food, you are in big trouble.
Wow.
So the stress level is very high. You know, stress to have stress can kill.
Yes.
Stress level is very high. So you remember Obama?
Yeah.
When he came, he didn't have gray hair.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
Right
what happened?
Yes.
So if you see
Started
gray hair
coming
on my head, you should know why.
The stress level.
Big time.
So that's why we're asking, do you get time to relax, to enjoy music? Do you listen to music, good music from Ghana or anywhere?
I love Daddy Lumba.
Oh, Daddy Lumba.
Any Daddy Lumba song, Kojoenchi song, I'm good.
So
to
with
go.
all that is happening with this, you know, like after his passing, Team Legal wife and what, are you following that?
I was very disappointed. Extremely very disappointed.
That's a legend though.
I'm saying I'm so when a statement was made, I contributed, right? And I contributed. I think the song was there was this one that is it a Nomas that I've forgotten the song. I tried to sing him in Parliament
okay.
for him. You know when he said he has come.
Is it Akwanome?
Akwanoma? That's the
Yeah.
song. That's the
Oh,
song.
you know, you can sing that one.
I was said numerous song.
Yes. Yes.
But it's too early.
It's too early for Lumba to have left us.
60 years, 61. It was very early. Look, that man below 30 years, the sort of songs he was composing, how he could write Chui, the local language, the proverbs, what you could say, he was a legend. If it was English, if it was in America, trust me, he would have been a big world star. But of course, he is a star. He's a big star. But it's just...
You think that toe to toe and pound for pound, he can be compared to the Michael Jackson, Bob Marley?
I used the word in Parliament that he is our Michael Jackson.
Daddy Lumba is our Michael Jackson.
It's as simple as
Period.
that. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. He is our Michael Jackson. That is how good he was. And until he died, people really didn't understand his songs. It was when he died that people started breaking down the codes, started breaking down his songs, and started... Everybody has his faults, but I wish the family had known that this was a legend and Ghanaians loved him.
They are listening to you now. What will you say to both sides? You know,
They
of the
should,
divide.
they should stop putting their issues on social media. They shouldn't put cameras when they are resolving their issues. It's not necessary. We don't want to listen to it. They should resolve their issues behind closed doors. It will help them.
Words of wisdom, and there we go. So Honorable Nitiwul, let's talk about it. You got into Parliament at 8:25. You told the people of Bimbila, judge me by the peace I bring. You know, vowing peace as your scorecard. Did you fully understand the weight of the promise when you made it?
So came from an environment where there were tribal conflicts, 3 of them in my district, 1981, 1994, 1996. Virtually every 10 years, there was a major tribal conflict. And I felt that the only way to bring development to the people was to make sure that there was complete peace between the warring factions, between my people and the Nanumbas. There should be complete peace. So I thought that without peace, whatever I was going to do would not succeed. So my first focus was to ensure that there's absolute peace. And I'm happy to state that there's been absolute peace between the two groups.
23 years later,
Nothing. Absolute peace.
You've transformed Bimbilla under your watch.
You go to Bimbilla town and see, go to the community, go to Chamba, go to the area and see what is going on. Complete peace. Now, once there's peace, then development will start coming. Then, unfortunately, in 2023, a year after I became a member of parliament, then another problem came. This time within the Nanumbas themselves because of chieftaincy. And all this while, I had to battle it up to this time. Wow.
From 2003?
Yeah,
till
up
now.
to now. I have to battle that one as well.
Wow.
Likely, there were always gunshots before I became a minister for defense. And the last gunshot in Bimbilla because of chieftaincy was 2018, the beginning of 2018.
The last one?
The last one.
And at the time you were Minister for Defense?
That one. I said it would never happen again, and it didn't happen again.
Till now?
Till now. And my hope, and I'm working with all other people, and trust me, it's the people. I've always said that the best people to bring peace are the people themselves. So I'll praise the people in Bimbilla, I'll praise the people around Bimbilla, I'll praise the people in the communities, in Chamba, everywhere, and say that they made it happen.
They made it happen indeed. Like you said, peace in theory is beautiful. Peace in practice is complicated. What did Bimbilla teach you about the cost of peace?
The worst you can do is to imagine a little child who dies because of violence. Okay, young, able man who didn't know anything about it and gets caught in the violence. Or somebody just moving to farm or coming from farm to find food to eat and dies because of that. And I've seen so many of that. The memory of those things live with me, and I'm like, nobody should die out of a conflict. Young little kids, because some elderly people have decided to fight among themselves. That child dies, loses life. You don't know what that child could have been. Somebody who's just moving, who has no knowledge about what is happening, gets caught in it. He doesn't even know. Maybe it's coming from farm. He didn't even know people are fighting. Then he dies. So Bimbilla taught me that without peace, there can't be development. Without peace, there will not be justice. Without peace, there will not be humanity itself.
Wow.
And for humanity to thrive, all of us must strive to be each other's keeper and make sure that your neighbor is your friend. What you believe, you don't want to be done to you, don't do it to your neighbor.
Wow.
We will live in peace.
Wow. Brakwan says that Bola Ray, I've always seen this man on TV, listening to him on radio today, and watching him live on Facebook. I can tell he has a good heart and a good man he is. Wow, interesting. So that's from Brakwan to you. And Oyibo Boatim from Echuma Nerebehi says that, good evening, Bola. In fact, I am really enjoying the conversation with the former defense minister, one of the finest ministers under President Akufo-Addo. Okay, and I'm saying hi to Dr. Bawumia as well. He's our incoming president in 2029. Okay, so Oyibo Boatim, thank you for sending in that message. But also, I want to get back to you. We get to know you the more. Tell us, do you still have higher political ambitions? And you've been young MP, deputy minority leader, defense minister. Is that the ceiling? Honorable Nitiwul.
So first of all, any politician or any businessman or any lawyer or anybody in an enterprise, including yours, who does not have ambitions, has no business being there. So any politician who has reached my level, who does not have higher ambitions, that you have no business starting.
Are we looking at the potential president of Ghana? Are you nursing that ambition?
So that is the difference between somebody who will succeed, all right, and somebody who just wants to destroy himself. I've never lobbied for any position, in political position in my life. From being member of parliament.
You didn't lobby? You didn't?
No. In fact, I was in school.
When you were chosen?
When the people chose me and said, come and stand. Wow. Then the next one, I was deputy leader.
Minority leader.
The same thing. I just gave you the story. They did all the meetings and said, look, you have to be, all you needed to do was to accept.
That's right.
Right. The defense minister, as you know, on the 16th of November 2016, 16th of November 20, we hadn't done elections. I was then when, 11th of November, when Asensu called me and said, President wants to see you. Candidate Akufo-Addo wants to see you. So I went to him. And he said, young man, you know something? I want you to do a press conference about the soldiers. But I'm not asking you to do this for nothing. If God blesses me, these are his words. If God blesses me and I become president, you will be my minister for defense.
He said that to you?
11th of November, 2016. He said that to me. Right? That's like a month before elections. So I went out and I looked left, I looked right, I looked up and I looked down. And I said, I'm not sure that I'm dead or I'm alive. Am I dreaming? Wake up. Then I pinched myself. I said, wake up. Maybe you are dreaming. I realized that no, I wasn't dreaming. They asked me, why are you still in, you are in Accra. You are not campaigning. You know? And I went to Nigeria. In fact, the day Donald Trump won his first election, I was in Nigeria. We went for a meeting. Me, Damboche, Mutaka, we were there. We were watching TV on the scene. I had taken some point and kill. You know, in Nigeria, you know point and kill. Yes. And I had big stomach upset. And I was almost dying. So they came to my room to come and sympathize with me. When we were watching Donald Trump, that election night, and they declared him. So when I came, then he called me. I hadn't even gone to Bimbala to start the campaign when he called. So I knew in advance that if the president became president or the candidate became president, I would be minister for defense. That's why I didn't lobby for it. He kept me for 8 good years.
8 good years. So you were saying that if party people should call on you.
So I'm here.
2032.
I'm here. I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm here. 2032 will not happen because Bawumia will be president. Come on.
For 2 terms.
2 times.
Okay.
That's 2036.
After Bawumia, they call on you.
And 2.
Dominic Nitiwul.
I'm coming. And 2. I think genuinely it's too far for anybody to be thinking that after Bawumia it should be him.
Oh really?
No.
So those who are nursing ambitions and they're saying that they should desist?
No, it's not right.
It's too far.
At this time, we have a candidate. My view is that let's all work for the candidate to be president in 2029. Work for him to get his 2 terms. Destiny will decide for everybody. You know something? It's God who decides.
It's God. It's God.
If God does not decide, Dr. Bawumia himself was sitting somewhere. He didn't even know that he will even be some 45-year-old young man sitting somewhere, and before you realize, he realized he became the running mate. If God says you will be the next president, when I say you, you'll be sitting somewhere and it will happen. So my view is very clear that it's God who chooses kings for people.
That's right.
That's how come that some are born through a king. King Charles was born through the king or the queen, and others are born commoners because it's God that chooses. It's not us. So if God wants you to be president, do your part, leave the rest to God, and God will make you president.
Insightful words indeed, Honorable Dominic Nitiwul. And as we bring down the curtains, I want us to do mystery questions as well, but I also want to know from you. You've done so well. Look at the achievements, a tall order. Are you fulfilled? What are you grateful for?
If you know me and where I came from, I can only say that God has been good to me. I've been very grateful. In fact, I'm one of the luckiest persons in this, our mother Ghana and earth. Why do I say that? My father didn't go to school. My mother didn't go to school, right? I'm a first generation scholar. I don't know whether you know what I mean by first generation scholar. Yeah. So in my area, I'm one of the first people. Yes, one of the first people to go to school. I became deputy leader at 35. I became Minister for Defense at 29 years. What is it I'm looking for in life again? I can only say that God has been merciful. And I did not have problems. As deputy leader, no scandal. I did not have problems as Minister for Defense, no scandals. No noise, nothing. And God was merciful to Ghana at the time I was minister. No bad luck, nothing. All I can do is to kneel down and thank God. And say that the God that created the heavens and the earth, where we are like a grain of sand in the midst of the universe, where the nearest star to us, Alpha Centaurium, is 40 trillion kilometers away. And I, coming from a little community called Chamba.
What's your village? Chamba.
Chamba. Like Chambers, Chamba, without the S. And I rose up to be where I am. I can only thank the Almighty and say that God has been good to me.
God indeed has been good. And you are blessed.
Thank you.
We thank you. It's now time for our mystery questions, and you can pick one or two of them. Yes, two. Kindly read them out for us, and let's see what we have in there. Yes.
First question.
Uh-huh.
Who are your top 3 performing ministers under President Mahama?
Yes, your top 3 ministers, performing ministers. One will be who?
It's a very difficult question.
Are you struggling to mention names?
I'm struggling to mention because you cannot judge everybody because they've been given different roles. But what you have to ask yourself is which were the problems and how did they solve those problems?
Which ministers would you then go for?
Do you understand what
Yes.
I'm trying to say? So you have to ask which were the problems and how did they solve those problems? And then you would then be able to judge whether those ministers are performing or not.
So top of mind.
Until recently, I would have put the energy minister as one of them.
Oh, Honorable John Jinapo.
Yeah, I would have put him as one
Is
of them.
still not in the run for
I'm
you?
saying I would have put him as one of them. Until
Until
recently,
recently.
because of the energy,
yeah.
ECG stuff, it's not his
The
fault.
meters, yes.
Because to solve Doomsaw, you must be lucky to have the resources to solve Doomsaw. You know that? But luck has helped him. You know, now today, because of the policy Bawumia brought about, the gold, and that the dollar thing is, we don't need it much. I've also said that the way the finance minister has managed to hold the economy together, the business community seems to be getting some confidence around the stability of
So
the
you
city.
give it to the finance minister?
I would have done that.
Okay.
And then I would have also said that the education minister was beginning to get some traction from people, right?
Right.
But I think that he needs the support of the finance minister.
Oh,
That's what I would have
The
said.
education. So at least you mentioned the 3: energy, finance, and education.
They are big ones.
They are big ones.
Yeah.
And you think that all 3 are. So you feel
They are
that
doing well.
the education minister is not getting the support of the finance minister from where you
I
sit?
think that education is all about resources. And to deal with pupils and teachers, you must have resources. And if you don't have
Are
resources...
you making an appeal indirectly to the finance minister?
No, not at all. I don't know what is happening there. All I'm just telling you, these are the challenges.
Okay.
That's what I have said.
You should release money to the
So,
education
yes.
ministry.
But like I said, it's difficult to judge and say A, B, C because the individual ministers are put in different categories.
Right. And the last mystery question will be, as we wrap it all up, the last mystery
So the
question,
last
mystery
question will
yes.
be... And then, secondly, too, there's one minister I think I've forgotten to add. That's why I say it's difficult to add.
Who's that?
If the road minister continues the way he's going, it will help him a lot.
Abuja.
Yeah.
Fantastic man.
If he continues the way he's going, it's just that he talks too much in parliament. But if he continues the way he's going, to help him a lot.
Sure.
I'm just being frank.
Frank,
with you.
okay.
The last one is, if God were a fortress, if Ghana were a fortress, where is our weakest wall? Is that weakness political leadership, economic fragility, or intelligence gaps?
Yes.
You want me to pick from this?
Which one will it be?
The people of Ghana don't trust politicians.
That's a major statement. The people of Ghana don't.
Yeah, they don't trust politicians. Wow. So they get disappointed and they start complaining within 1 year. We have to find a way of bringing the trust of the people to us. They trust when fight for. They are the same people who fight for you and make sure that you come to power, and they'll go and even sometimes beat people and that. Then
When
they'll start
you get there.
complaining. They'll start. You don't pay calls. You don't do that. You don't do this. Do you understand what
I
I'm
get
trying
you.
to say?
Yeah.
So that's one. But for the economy, it's a big challenge. Terrible challenge. Virtually. It's because of the way the global economy is. We don't export a lot of things. So our fragility is very, very high.
Right.
And then the intelligence gap is all about resources. If they have the resources, they will perform. If they don't have the resources, so the intelligence is linked to the economy. If you have very good resources, you don't have a problem.
Right. Should the
So
president
I would say
inclusive-
everything is strategy and leadership.
Okay. Strategy and leadership. Should the
All
pre-
others will follow.
should the president get a private jet?
I think that they have already taken that decision.
And I'm asking, is it in the right direction?
I believe sincerely that we need a strategic lift. There's a difference between private jet and strategic lift.
Or a presidential jet, I should say.
No, that's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
Ghana needs a strategic lift. It may not necessarily just be there for only
For
the
the
use of the
president,
president.
yes.
A strategic lift is much bigger than what they are trying to do. That's why I differ with them. Ghana needs a strategic lift because I see soldiers struggling to go to Lebanon. I see soldiers, Black Stars, they have to be struggling around.
So Ghana should get a strategic
Yeah.
jet that will be there to-
immediately. Immediately. Ghana needs a strategic
Jet,
lift.
okay.
It does not need a presidential
Jet.
It needs a strategic lift.
Thank you, Honorable Dominic Nitiwul. What an interview. I've
Thank
had a
you.
great time, sir. And you have a wonderful time. It's been great having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
And Stoneboy, the musician, was listening to us. He's coming to you to say hi.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. He's coming through as well. So thank you for joining us.
Well,
Have-
the Stoneboy, he knows.
You know, Stoneboy knows.
That's my in-law.
Oh, Stoneboy is
He's
your in-law.
He's married to my uncle's daughter's child.
Wow.
My uncle's daughter's grandchild.
So Stoneboy is your in-law.
Yes.
Interesting. And there you go. Yes, he said he salutes. Wow. Thank you. Yes. Yes, okay. Yeah. Yes, join it. Yes.
My sister came to me.
Okay.
I said, hey, something. Make sure that you provide your brother-in-law with soldiers. That day it was raining, eh?
Oh, really? Okay.
It was raining.
Uh-huh.
It was raining at this place. Where they demolished.
Trade fair.
Trade
Trade fair, okay.
So I had to go there and make sure that.
Oh,
he
so
got
the
a good-
defense minister was there.
I was there.
For Stoneboy's wedding.
Yeah,
To make
yeah.
sure that everything was under
No,
control.
but I had to make sure that everything was under control.
In-law.
Yes.
You know, the boy is a handsome, nice boy.
Hey!
So some
What an endorsement.
some girls were harassing him so small. So I needed to make sure that the
That-
wedding was a
the
good
same.
one. So I went there.
Oh, okay.
I had to put
Wow.
my boys there. I had to make sure that everything was okay.
Wow.
Because he's a legend and he's a good guy. And we didn't want any controversies around him.
Fantastic.
So I needed to make sure everything was under control.
Fantastic.
So I was there.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable, for joining us, and you have a lovely time. Right.
All of them dead when the samurai go. All of them dead, all of them dead, all of them dead